This video will show you in great detail how to do your lab write-up. If you're wanting to do that over the weekend, you'll have it available to you. So, first of all, what are you going to need? Your first item is going to be right here, the program on your computer called Word. Okay, that's like what we call a word processor. If you don't have Word and you can't afford to buy it, then what you can do is go to get OpenOffice, and you can get that by going to this link. And when you get to this link, what you're going to see is the download for making the um, program available to you. It's called OpenOffice. Just click right here, and you are in business. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to the second step on this little tutorial and go to the get your lab sheet. Step number 2 is getting your lab sheet with all the data and observations that you have done during the lab. To get started, I'd like you to copy the rubric into an empty Word document as your first 2 pages. So you can just click right here to get that, and now all you have to do is press Control A on your computer, and that will highlight the whole document. And now you do Control C to copy it, and you come back over into your Word document, and you're going to copy that whole thing in. And that sometimes takes a little while to come down, and now you can see you have the first 2 pages of your lab write-up all ready to go. Now, the next thing you want is you want to come on back here, and let's look at what it says. You're going to, after copying the rubric, we'll go to the next little thing, and it says copy of the first law lab sheet online. You can get that with this little link right here. So what I want to do is I want to copy the purpose, materials, chemical reactions section of the lab into my word processing document. So let's go ahead and open that up. And now we're going to copy. I'm going to highlight just the beginning here. And this is the first part right down to where it says endo in chemical reactions. Okay? So let's do Control C. And now I'm going back to my document. At least I thought I was. Here we go. Now I'm back into my document. I'm going to use Control V. And I have those 3 sections for free. Nice, huh? All right, back to the procedure section. What am I going to do to the procedure section? All I can copy for procedure is the heading. Why? Because this is where I'm going to put in all of my 20 steps for my formal lab write-up. And so what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to start with number 1, and I'm going to type in, whoops, I couldn't get that to start. Here we go. We're going to do number 1, and we're going to type in whatever your first procedure was. I'm just typing in garbage here so you can actually see that I'm typing in several different things here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing this until I get down to my 20th step minimum. And when I put in my 20th step, let's get back over here and get this formatted a little better. You'll have to work on the formatting, but you get the idea. My last step is going to be here. If it's 20, that'll be my last step. If it's 30, that'll be my last step. And then I'm done with my procedure section. Now, I'm going to go back, not here, I'm going to go back to my little tutorial here. And after I've done that, I'm going to copy in the procedure that I composed. Oh, just did that. Next is your observation section. That will be where you will put your data. And to do that, we're going to go to the little online thing that I had here of the lab, of the original lab sheet, and we're going to type in or copy in observations. And so observations will go right here in my little Word document. Come on. Here. And now under my observations, I'm first of all going to write everything that I saw. Everything I saw during the lab. This should be a lot because you saw a lot of things. There's a lot of neat stuff that was happening. And I would expect several sentences here to describe what you did see. Then you're going to go back over here after you describe all your physical observations. Now you got to have this data table. I'm going to copy that and put it into my document. And now all I have to do is fill it in. And you'll notice that all I have to do is click into the different fields here, and I can say maybe my bag weighed 5.883 grams. See, I have that to 3 decimals, which is what I should. And then I go down and I put in the weights for my 2 filter papers. I only labeled it as 1, but there's actually 2 filter papers that you had to weigh, and so on until you're done with that. Now, after you have finished that, you're just about there. You want to go back to my little tutorial, and what's next? I copied the purpose, I typed the procedure, I put in the observations along with all my data, and now comes conclusions. This is the most difficult part for most people. And what I want you to do is read this very carefully. This is step number 9. And that will tell you what a conclusion is all about. And in number 10 here, the last thing you do after you have finished your conclusions and you've printed everything out, all you have to do is put all those papers together, and on the very end of it, you're going to put your handwritten procedure that I stamped earlier in the week that has anywhere from 10 to 15 steps in it, and it will have my stamp on it. And that's what you put at the end, staple it together, and presto whiz bang, you have just done your first formal lab write-up for my class. Congratulations! And I'll see you in class.